last week I sat down and filmed a end of year recap video. I sat down and I talked about the entire year of 2017 and how I felt about everything. Definitely the most emotional video I've ever filmed, and also the longest. I ended up having like 4 hours of footage, and I've spent the week editing it and trying to like condense it down and put all the pictures and videos and all that kind of stuff on the screen. And as you guys know, I'm not a fucking YouTuber. I don't edit things. I hate things that are big productions. Like if it needs anything more than a jump cut, I'm having a mental breakdown. That video is taking a little bit longer than expected, but it is definitely well worth the wait, and I really want every single person who's subscribed to me to watch it because it's such an emotional video, and I talk about everything. I talk about like my breakup, meeting and dating Bella Thorne. I talk about every scandal I've ever had ever. I cry about my best friend dying. Like it is like the longest, most emotional, intense, insane video of my life, and I can't wait for it to come out, but it's taking forever. So me, being the caring, kind, humble, incredible, individual that I am, I decided that in the meantime I would film something shorter, easier to edit, and put it out there for you guys so you have some content to enjoy while you wait, because I love you. But I can assure you, while you're waiting, it is worth the wait. But here's a video to hold you over in the meantime. I decided upon sitting down today that I wanted the video that I'm filming to be something reminiscent of my very old content, because I know that you guys love that, and I've really been trying to make my channel a mixture of new, fun, fucky things that I'm doing, and obviously story times and just talking content that you guys love so much. Today's video is actually so fucking random. I've had this video idea conceptualized, written in my notes for over a year now, and I've just never gotten around to filming it because I didn't know what to title it. I still don't know what I'm gonna title it. It's not a story time, it's definitely scatterbrained, but I think it could be a funny concept and eventually a start of a series. So last night it was at my ex Hunter's house. I'll link our ex tag below. You guys should check it out. And I was telling him a really fucked up story about my dad from my childhood. But like, obviously at this point of me being 19, I've been moved out for like 4 years. My relationship with my parents has gotten like a little bit better. My dad is still definitely crazy and fucking off his rocker, and I need to film an entire video about my childhood. But the like fucked up shit that would happen to me, or like the stupid shit that my parents would do, now it's very easy for me to laugh at because I feel like I've grown up and like learned from it. I wouldn't be where I am or the way I am if it wasn't for it, you know what I mean? Like they fucking suck. Definitely not good parenting skills, but it's funny to look back on. But anyways, I was telling him the story about my dad growing up, and I was like dying laughing. Like I couldn't even get the story out without crying of laughter. And so I wrote it down in my notes. Like I remembered that I had this video idea. The video idea basically is, I've been telling you guys since I started my YouTube channel, clearly by the way that I am, I'm sure that most people, whether they hate me or love me, can come to the overall consensus that I was not raised normally. If you've ever seen my dad in any of my vlogs, huge shameless self-promo, subscribe to my vlog channel. My vlogs are like incredible, not to suck my own dick, but every time he's in my vlog, he's literally saying some like crazy shit. Everyone knows him as like being just not like there, like crazy. I literally could foresee my dad in 5 years being like one of the homeless people on Hollywood Boulevard. And I actually tweeted that once, and people were like, that's so fucked up, like you should help him. What they didn't realize is I don't mean he's gonna be homeless and I'm not gonna help him. I could offer him like 20 grand, like he wouldn't want it. He would want to be like one of the streets. He would like want to experience that. He would want to like talk to walls. Like he's like there, like he like runs a business. He like raised me. So basically I just started, every time I would remember something like fucked up or just off about my childhood or things that my dad would do, I look back on now and I'm like, that's not right. Like most people never went through that. Most people's parents didn't do that. I would write it down, and I eventually made a list. And so today I'm just gonna be reading you that list. I'm just gonna be telling you a little bit about some of the things that my dad did while I was growing up. This is definitely a very lighthearted and comedic video. I definitely do need to make like a dark video about my childhood and that kind of stuff, but obviously that is a lot more mentally exhausting and would have to be very well thought out and would definitely make some of my family members hate me. I haven't gotten around to filming that. Today's video is just gonna be fucky. We're gonna laugh at my fucked up childhood together. Without further ado, I'm just gonna get into this video because it doesn't make sense to me either, but if you are here, it would mean the world to me if you subscribed and you click that little bell to turn your notifications on, because judging by how many times I've already said fuck in this video, you and I both know YouTube is not gonna recommend this to anyone, so I'm counting on your little notification bells. Like I said earlier, subscribe to my vlog channel. I have been putting out amazing content on my vlog channel, like hilarious. I uploaded 5 videos on that channel this week. 5 videos, like 5 videos. And my Twitter and my Snapchat and all that stuff is gonna be below. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Let's get into the video. Okay. So the first one, all I wrote was dark instead of air conditioning. So every day I would get home from school, and this was probably in like 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. You guys probably don't know this, but growing up, the way that like my family had a source of income my entire life was my dad ran his own swimming pool cleaning business. And he like sold businesses and we'd moved and like all that. That's another video. I'm probably gonna say that sentence a lot in this video. I grew up living in Vegas, and as you guys know, Vegas is one of the hottest cities in the fucking world. So my dad was working every single day in like 110-degree heat, especially in like the summertime, you know what I mean? So he would come home every day with like heat exhaustion. I like grew up all the time to him like having heat stroke, like having to drink Pedialyte 24/7. But with working in the heat every day, you get very accustomed to it. So when you're working in the heat all the time, you don't like cold environment. When you get home, you don't want to put the house on like 65 degrees, even though it's 115 in Vegas. So any other normal person would want their house on like 65, 67, 68. But someone who works in the heat 24/7 doesn't want their house to be that cold. So everyone else in my house 24/7 in the summertime would have to like suffer and be like hot in the house 24/7 because my dad would not let the air conditioning go under like 75. 75 air conditioning in Vegas in like the dead heat. You might as well have the fucking heat on. I started complaining about this 24/7. And so my dad, every day when I would get home from school, at this time, this was like the nicest house we ever lived in. It wasn't like that nice, but it was like the nicest one, and then like from there it was like downhill and poor as fuck. So it was like a pretty big house. Like he would go through the house and he would like shut all of the blinds and like put blankets over the windows and like in this whole 2-story house, it would make the whole house like pitch black. And so I would get home from school and it'd be like 2 p.m. and like I would want to bring my friends over and like the entire house would just be pitch black. And then there was this one computer room that he could make like extra pitch black, like fucking dark as fuck. So he would be in this like extra blacked out room, and then because hot air rises, he would lay on the floor. Like take his shirt off and lay on the floor like in the like shag carpet. We had like fuzzy ass carpet. He made like enough money at this point of life to like easily use the air conditioning, but instead of using the air conditioning, he preferred like cooling off organically by like making the house pitch black and laying on the floor. So then I would bring my friends over and like my dad would just be like shirtless, laying on the floor in this like pitch black house at like 2 p.m. on like a Wednesday, like every day for like months. And then if I like wanted to like do my homework or like use the light, like there would be no light. And then if you like open the window, the house would get hot, and he'd be like, close the fucking window, like the house is getting hot, when like you could just turn the air on. And I was like, but dad, I need to do my homework. And this is why I'm a high school dropout. Next thing, my dad is obsessed with milk and eggs. He goes around 24/7 and is like, God thank the chicken and the cows. In Amari's brand new vlog, my dad literally says like, we need to be good to chickens and cows. I'm not kidding you, like next level obsessed with eggs and milk. He goes to the store and he buys like 4 gallons of milk and will finish them in like 2 days. And he like walks around the house with a gallon of milk, like shirtless, beer belly, like with a gallon of milk 24/7. We go to Starbucks and he's like, can I get a venti iced milk? And they're like, okay, do you want like dairy free, like non-fat? He's like, whole. We went to Nobu. I took my dad to Nobu for Christmas and he was like, can I get a milk? Just like a milk. We're sitting at dinner on Christmas Eve. He's like, let me do a toast. And everyone has like glasses full of champagne. And my dad is just at the head of the table with a gallon of milk like, thank Jesus for the chickens. Like, he like loves eggs. So growing up, I would dread, why God, why? Why is this my life? When my dad would cook. Especially when like my friends would come over, my dad would cook. And my dad would cook his breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. Because first of all, this is just a complete side note. His thing is like concoctions. It's like a word he uses. Like he's like, I made these concoctions. Where he would like mix, I'm crying, grapes, avocados, like chicken, like eggs, like last night's like rice pilaf and like honey, like in a bowl, and be like, I made you this. Like, it's delicious. And it's just not, like, it's just horrible. His thing for like years though was just seeing what he could crack an egg over or put honey on it. Like how far he could take it. Or like honey on the eggs, which first of all, what the fuck? I remember one day I had a friend over and we come downstairs for breakfast. Like my friend spent the night, which first of all, just spending the night in my house, like, I'm sorry. We come downstairs and my dad is cooking breakfast and I'm like, God fucking damn it, mom. Like you don't have a job. Like you couldn't have just gotten up and like made the one friend I brought over for the one time, like some fucking pancakes. We walked down into the kitchen and my dad has like a skillet on the stove. It's always in a skillet too. Like anything can be made in a skillet. With like a dirty ass fork that like has not been washed that he's like licking. Like, so in the skillet, he takes out like last night's spaghetti that my mom made. Spaghetti in a skillet, like it's already so wrong. And he's like stirring up the spaghetti. And it's breakfast, it's like 10 a.m. Me and my friend are both like, we're gonna have spaghetti for breakfast. Like that within itself is so weird. And so I'm sitting there complaining and my dad's like, stop your fucking complaining, T, kids in Africa, they don't eat. Like, and my friend's like, I'm like, and so then he gets out eggs. And he cracks the eggs over the spaghetti and just starts stirring the egg into the spaghetti, cooks it fully, and then covers it in honey. Covers it in honey, mixes it into a bowl, and like brings the bowls over to me and my friend. My friend's like not eating it. And in front of my friend, he's just like, y'all are fucking ungrateful. Just letting you know that would happen every day for my entire life. Like my dad would be cooking something that just would be like the most unappetizing, incompetent, inhumane like meal that like dogs shouldn't eat, and then like scream at me for like not eating like everything the way it was prepared. He'd like go to the bathroom, like not wash his hands, like cook. He'd like kill a bug with his fingers, like keep cooking. Like he would make toast and burn it until it was like black and then like bring it over to me and be like, here's your breakfast. And I'd be like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? He'd like scrape off the black shit and be like, eat it. Another thing about my dad that could be an entire video within itself, his favorite thing in this world, the thing that he thrives off of the absolute most, is talking to strangers. If you go anywhere with him, he does not want to talk to you. He wants to walk up to random people. It's never like people that want to talk to him either. Like he'll walk up to someone who's like ordering at Starbucks and be like, I like your shoes, like where are you from? Like I'm from Vegas, I've lived here for at restaurants would like walk over to people sitting at tables and just like I see you got on a Ducks hat, like are you a fan of that team? Like I played basketball. Like any tall man ever, if they're over like 5'11", like did you play above the rim? Did you play basketball? I was a basketball coach. Going anywhere with him is absolutely miserable because you can't, you're embarrassed as fuck. It's embarrassing as fuck. Like my mom, who's married to my dad, wouldn't go like anywhere with him for like years. Like that's how embarrassing it is. My friends won't go anywhere with my dad. Then you're stuck there talking to these random people. Like if you go anywhere with him, your choices are either like be completely isolated and alone or talk to him and whatever stranger he is like flagged down. Every time the stranger's standing there just like, like okay, I'm gonna go like my kids. And he's like, no wait, like people laugh at him. Like of course they're laughing at you, like you're this psycho like man. He doesn't understand the concept at all of anyone laughing at him. Like he thinks every single person ever is laughing with him and then he's like the funniest person on this planet. So he talks to people and is as crazy as humanly possible until they laugh at him and then he thinks that they're laughing with him and he like thinks he's a comedian. It's like a whole thing. Imagine growing up like that, like being like 11 and 12 and going through malls and your dad just being hey, like you, like Vietnam, like basketball, like more ducks, like two strangers who are like or like and he's like, I'm so funny, I'm a comedian. Like it is so like scarring. Like, imagine this for like any boys you bring home, any people you bring home. He's the most like theatrical, like insane, embarrassing, obnoxious human I've ever met. And that is coming from me. I'm probably the most theatrical, insane, embarrassing human you've ever seen. Like I am like sane compared to this man. So one of the things that my dad does frequently is if he sees a bigger girl and he thinks that they look pregnant, he will walk up to them and be like, so you're pregnant, when are you expecting, when are you due, like what's the baby's name, like where are you from, you got a husband, he's gonna be in your life, you're too young, you shouldn't be fucking, don't make any other kid, you make any other kids, you're not gonna be able to afford it. And so one day we were in Forever 21 and imagine this for me now too, like when fans come up to me, he like does these things to like fans if I'm with them, which is just like insane. So he takes me to the mall because I need like a $3 pair of leggings. And that was also just so dreadful, like getting my dad to take me anywhere to get anything I needed. And my mom had so much social anxiety growing up that she wouldn't drive cars, she wouldn't go anywhere. I had to rely on this insane man to like do things for me. And like getting him to even take me would take like days of begging. And then the entire experience is miserable because walking through the mall, if I see a friend, he's gonna embarrass the fuck out of me. Any person we see, he's gonna embarrass the fuck out of me. He's not gonna talk to me the entire time while simultaneously embarrassing the fuck out of me. And so we're in this Forever 21 and I'm like looking for a pair of leggings. And he's just like, make sure it covers your asshole, Tana, like loud as fuck in the store, like everyone's staring, just embarrassing as shit. He finally finds like a Forever 21 worker who's like minding her own business folding clothes. And again, he like thrives off of this. Like a random person who is clearly in solitude, doesn't want to talk to anyone unless they have to. He finds them, flags them down, and starts a conversation with them that they don't want to be having and that I don't want to be there for. I just want to pay, I just want to leave. He walks up to this girl who is clearly like not pregnant. Like she's just like slim thick, like literally like my build. And he walks up to her and he's like, so when are you expecting? And she's like, what? She's like folding these leggings. She's like, what? He's like, the baby. And like goes to like touch her stomach, like her baby that he thinks is like, what is wrong with you? And I'm just watching this happen from afar and I'm like, oh my God. And I can't pay. I don't have a debit card. I don't have money. I have to wait on this man. And so she's like, expecting what? And he's like, a baby. And like before she can even talk, he's like, you're pregnant. You look like you're in high school. Like you should be recreating, not procreating. Are you using condoms? Like why are you letting people like come in you? Like he probably didn't say come in you, but like how are you gonna afford that? Like you're working at Forever 21. Like you make $25 an hour. Like to this random girl. And the girl just starts like,
Sir, I'm not pregnant, sir. Like, I don't know what, do you want me to like help you get anything? Like, what?
and it's clear that this girl's about to start like crying, as would any normal human being. And I walk over to the girl and I'm like, I'm so sorry for my dad. He's like, I just thought she was pregnant. And she's like, it's okay. Like, do you want me to check you out? And I'm just like, no, it's fine. Like, I'll check myself out. Like, I will never forget this moment. Like, frantically apologizing to this Forever 21 worker because I feel so horrible. My dad has no concept of like offending people. Like, so he's like, she's just like sensitive. Like, and what's funny is things like this would happen to me 24/7. Another very random tidbit, which is just so fucking weird. He doesn't really watch that much TV, and if he does watch TV, it's like Deadliest Catch because he loves fishing, or Survivor because he wants to like be on Survivor and be on an island and like eat bugs and like have no electricity. That's what I mean by like the homeless thing on Hollywood Boulevard. Like he would like thrive off of that. Or like Chelsea Handler because she's like vulgar as fuck and like obviously hot to him. The old show MASH. Google MASH. Just Google it. Just open a new tab right now and search MASH. It's like a show about people in like the Vietnam War, and he was like in the Vietnam War, so he like resonated with this show. He would watch like one of those 5 shows like every day on TV. But here's the kicker. He would watch them on mute. My dad, from like being in like the war, I guess, being old, I don't know, hates any loud noises, any loud music. He's obsessed with watching TV on mute and like reading people's mouths and like just conceptualizing an idea of like what he thinks they're saying and what he thinks is going on. And if anyone wanted to watch TV in the house ever, it would be like volume 2 or like on mute. Like he would make me watch like the Kardashians on mute and be like, figure it out. And if like at night, like when he was sleeping, people would turn the volume up to like 7. He would like come storming down the stairs like, are y'all fucking kidding me? Like you might as well be blaring music. Like miserable. Like imagine growing up like poor as fuck, like you hate your family, like they're fucking psychotic, and the only escape you have in this like sad life is a little TV in the living room, and like you gotta watch that shit on mute. You come to school the next day and all your friends are like, did you see the episode of like Hannah Montana last night? And you're like, yeah, I saw it. But like what happened? Because I don't fucking know. This one was right before I moved out, and like more so when I realized. Growing up, I feel like from being like a toddler to like now, my dad got like progressively more off his rocker, which that's usually how people go. This was one of the moments before moving out, like I was probably like 16, where I was like, dude. Where I lived the last like 5 years before growing up was just kind of like a ghettoer, cheaper area of like Henderson, Nevada, in this little like duplex with like my parents, and it was a 2-bedroom and my parents wouldn't sleep in the same bed, so either my mom or my dad would like sleep on the couch every night, or I would sleep on the couch, and it was dirty and just ghetto, and like he still lives there. Like going there is just, that's a whole nother video within itself. But a lot of our neighbors were very like ghetto neighbors that would move in and out, like drug dealers, like all that kind of stuff. Often because people are always moving out and they're just ghetto people, and that's just kind of the way like complexes like this work. I don't know. People throw out their trash in front of their house. Like they have big piles of trash in front of like every single thing, like right before trash day. My dad loves to see these piles of trash and just kind of like, oh my God. I can't believe I'm putting this on the internet. I'm actually like really embarrassed. Loves like making one man's trash like his treasure. Like if he can find like a shitty used furniture item that someone like put out and was gonna get rid of, and he can like make it his own, he is on cloud fucking 9. A while ago he would do this like on foot, and then one day he saw that someone was getting rid of, this isn't even the story, this is just a detail. He saw that a family was getting rid of and throwing away like a teenage girl's bike. Jesus Christ. And so it's like teal and like covered in like black flowers. Like it is like a teenage, like a 14-year-old girl's like bike. And the family's like already moved. But to him, this is solid gold. He gets this teenage girl's bike and he starts riding it around the complex like every day. So now he has like a vehicle to like look for trash on. Like, imagine this like 6'3" like big man, like shirtless, like beer belly shirtless, like gallon of milk like on this like tiny little girl's bike, like riding around our complex like surly looking at people's trash. And so one day he sees in someone's trash like piles of wood, unused like shapes of wood. Keep in mind how insane you have to have this thought. On a side note, one is shaped like a triangle and one is shaped like half of a circle. I'm gonna get a photo, don't you fucking worry. And he looks at those two like random, they're not touching each other, they're not together, pieces of wood that is shaped like half of a triangle and half of a circle, and he's like, that looks like a boat to me. Because like he went to the war in Vietnam and like they had to take boats out there, and he loves the beach and he loves fishing and Deadliest Catch on mute and fucking boats and like the sea, and like imagine him like on his bike like, in front of someone's giant pile of trash 10 minutes from home, like deep in the complex. He picks up the two giant wooden planks. Now imagine him biking home. This is not a real video, like holy fuck. He's biking home with like the giant wooden planks and he gets home and I'm like, Dad, what are you gonna do with these giant wooden planks that you found in someone's trash? And he's like, I'm gonna make a sculpture out of them for our home. For our home. And that's when I was like, yep, my first AdSense check, I'm moving the fuck out. But so then for the next like 4 days, he's just like every day when he gets home from work, the first thing he does is he's in the garage like sanding wood and like with like power tools and like glasses and like hammers and nails. I'm so sorry. And he's getting like thick string that's like actually for boats and like sails that are actually for boats. Keep in mind, these things are also like expensive. And then I'm like, Dad, can I go to the dentist? And he's like, we don't have the money, move out. And he builds this in, like giant, like I'm talking like to like probably like as tall as me, sculpture of a boat. And like hangs it on the wall in our house with like nails. And he's this giant wooden boat. And it literally looks like he just pieced together like someone's trash, because he did, and hung it on our wall. And every day just like, I love my boat. Look at my boat. Like, I told you earlier in the video that he hates loud noises. That obviously rules out all music in the car. And if it is music in the car, it's like the most honky tonk, like country, horrible fucking Jimmy Buffett's first album, Bob Dylan acoustic unwritten. But actually, he doesn't really like music that much because again, like loud noise like triggers him, you know what I mean? Like insert this clip of Amari's vlog the other day where we were playing loud music in the car. My dad is literally plugging his ears. So my dad loves the noise that the window makes when you roll it down a little bit on the freeway. Like, everywhere we would go in the car for years of my life. Like it could be 115 degrees outside. In Vegas, when it's like 115 degrees outside, the car melts your chapsticks. Like the seatbelt things can give you like 3rd-degree burns. If you cracked an egg on top of a car, it would boil. Like people do that. Like if you leave a water bottle in the car, the water bottle will melt. If you leave a dog in a car for like 20 minutes, it will die. That's how hot it is in Las Vegas. My dad's like, get in the car, leather seats, they're fucking like burning you. No air conditioning. You get on the freeway, just did your fucking hair like you're going to school, roll the windows down like bugs in your fucking teeth. Your hair's just fucking like, while you just listen for 30 minutes to like, he's like driving under the fucking speed limit, cussing out other drivers because they're going around him because like he's a fucking grandpa, while he's like fighting with you because he hates all technology because he's like a pioneer man and doesn't like the voice that like Google Maps makes. So everywhere he goes, he has this giant unfoldable like giant map of Las Vegas, and if you want to go anywhere, he's gonna sit there and map out and write down the directions like one by one. He has to pull out this giant map and like write out directions, and the entire way is like, I don't know where to get off, like I wrote this. Keep in mind, he also runs a swimming pool cleaning business, so every single day has to drive to like 20 locations, and this is how he like gets around and functions. I could do this for hours. If you guys want this to be a series, please tell me in the comments below, because I think that this is like my form of therapy. Absolutely growing up, hated selfies. I grew up in like the Snapchat millennial era where 24/7 me and all my friends are like, and so every single time anyone would raise up their arm like this to like take a selfie, he would like bat your phone out of your hand. Like my friends, like people like who don't even know him. Why are you taking selfies? Why are you always taking pictures of yourself? Y'all look so fucking stupid. In the car, he would literally stop driving and be like, I can't drive while your arms up like that. Like you're giving me so much anxiety. Would get like legitimately furious and like scream at you. He has a $10 flip phone. Like every day he's like, I wish I could just write postcards to people. And what's funny is like when I first started YouTubing, I would vlog on my phone like that. And every time I would lift up my phone to vlog like that, that. He would scream at me. I had like hundreds of clips of him being like, stop fucking vlogging, like wouldn't even let me talk in my vlog, like wherever we were going. And he had to like take me everywhere because my mom wouldn't take me anywhere. I had to rely on him. I couldn't drive. Every time I had to vlog, he would like bat my phone out of my hand, like make me stop, and would tell me every day like, YouTube's going nowhere, you're never gonna make any money, like go work 2 jobs. He would like walk to my old jobs and like beg my old managers to take me back and shit. Would like walk into my new work and be like, give her more hours, like. And then the second I started making YouTube money, he's like, give your dad some. Like, come on, Tana, like I took care of you, I raised you. And I'm like, well, I guess another really quick one is like growing up. As you guys know, I have such a fucked up nose, and growing up I would always have like nosebleeds. I've told you guys this, I'll link my nose story below. But as you guys know, the main reason I got nose surgery is because I grew up having horrible, horrible nosebleeds. Like my nose would bleed out of my eyes, my nose would bleed out of my mouth, my nose would bleed out of my ears. If you don't believe me, you can Google it. Like when your sinus tract fills up with blood, like it has nowhere else to go. So I would spit up like giant blood clots 24/7. Like it was actually really, really bad. And my parents never really did anything for it because like we were poor, and their life theory was like, your nose is bleeding because you're stressed out. Your nose is bleeding because you cried yesterday. Your nose is bleeding because it's hot, but like make the house dark and you'll be fine. Like, oh my god, my childhood was so fucked. Every time my nose would bleed in public, instead of handling it like a normal person, my dad would start like freaking out, but never freaked out enough to like fix it or like get me surgery or take me to a doctor, just freak out in the moment. And wherever we were, would take his shirt off. We could be in like a movie theater, like a mall, like anywhere, and be like, bleed into this, bleed into this. Like imagine being a little child whose face is just gushing blood and people are just staring at you like, oh my god, is that like demon exorcism child okay? And you're like in public and your shirtless father is like, bleed into this, and everyone's like, what the fuck? And this would happen like frequently, like where I went. And so for the final story, this was the one that I was telling last night to Hunter, the reason I was inspired to film this video. Hunter was like telling me about like something growing up that had to do with his parents and weed. And I was like, dude, that reminds me of a really fucked up story. And like, it's funny to me, but it's definitely like fucked up. Like I feel like people are gonna watch this and be like, are you good, girl? So I was in high school and this was like right before I dropped out. So every morning, like every day, I would be like, I'm not going to school. I don't want to go because I wanted to drop out. I didn't want to be there. Every day my parents would like try to wake me and get me to go to school. And that's an entire other video, the psycho shit I would do to like get out of school. If you guys want to see that, I can also film that. They would come in my room every day and like bang the door down, take the locks off, rip the fucking covers off, like pour water on me, be screaming, because they would have to go to these extents and these measures to like get me to go to school. It's like a daily routine. I was so used to every morning waking up screaming because I didn't want to go to school. One night my friend Bella spent the night, and it's so crazy because like Bella would just like live through this like as if these were like her parents. Like she was so fine with like my psycho family, which is really like funny. I feel like that is what made us like best friends at the time. Bella spent the night and we wake up at like, it's like 9:30 and school starts at 8, and I'm like super disoriented and confused as fuck because like, where are my parents? Like they should have been in my room screaming like 2.5 hours ago. And so I get up and I walk downstairs and I'm like what the fuck? Like why is no one waking and screaming at me? Like I'm not going to fucking school today. I'm like, I'm gonna go get high with my friends. I'm like hella excited. And I'm walking down the stairs and my mom is walking up the stairs and she's like scream crying. She's like, Tana, like just go back upstairs. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like what? Like what's wrong? Story is so fucked up, dude. And she's like, your dad is having a heart attack, your dad is having a heart attack, your dad's dying. And my dad's like fucking 55. A psycho enraged like Vietnam man. Like dude, this is very believable. And so I'm like, okay, like oh my god. So I walk back upstairs and I go tell Bella and I'm like bawling my eyes. I'm like, my dad's having a heart attack. I don't know what to do. Like oh my god, because obviously, even though this man is fucking psycho and deranged, and my life would have been like 100% better without him. No offense, sorry dad, love you. That's sad. Like you think your dad's dying, you're like fucking 15 years old. Like you know what I mean? And my mom's like, don't come downstairs, don't come downstairs. She's like on the phone, like calling 911, like hello, like I live in like da-da-da, my husband's having a heart attack. I'm like freaking the fuck out, like I'm like hyperventilating, crying. Bella's like freaking out, Bella's crying. We like walk downstairs. My dad's like, story is so fucked up, but you will understand why I'm laughing at the end of the story, I promise. My dad's like on the floor, like those like fucking Life Alert commercials, like like having a heart attack. And so then I'm like on the floor, like screaming, crying, like, my dad's dying. I'm like 15 years old. I always knew like my dad's old, like you have to prepare yourself for that, but I didn't think it was gonna be like, you know, like this, like early. He's like, I'm having a heart attack, like everything's gonna be okay, T. Like I love you. If I die, like I see the light, like dying. And I'm like bawling my eyes out, but at the same time he's also being like, y'all shouldn't stress me out if I wake up every day. Like maybe if I didn't have to wake you up every day like this. And I'm like, I killed my father. And Bella's just like, it's gonna be okay. Like, and my mom's like, hello Natalie. It's just this whole giant production at the Mongeau house. And so then 911 comes, the ambulance comes, like EMTs come up the stairs. My dad's like, I'm having a heart attack. They like put him. They like put him on a stretcher. They're like rolling the stretcher down my stairs. He's like off the stretcher, rolling down the stairs. They like put him in the ambulance. And so we're all standing outside like around the ambulance, all the ghetto neighbors that all obviously know my dad, because any chance that they walk out of their house to their cars, he has stopped them at one point to fucking talk to them about their babies or their careers or their lives. So everyone knows him as like crazy man. By the way, my dad goes by Cowboy, not Richard. His name's Richard. Couldn't tell you why. Like he won't go by Richard. Like he goes by Cowboy. So everyone knows him as like crazy old man Cowboy. And so everyone's coming out of their house and they're like, crazy old man, like, is he okay? Like, and I'm standing there just like Bella's crying, my mom's crying. And so the EMT guy puts my dad up to like an EKG machine and they're checking his vitals, like they're being frantic as fuck, like they think he's having a heart attack. And the second that they put the EKG up to him, the EMT instantly just goes from like frantic to like, sir, all your vitals are completely fine. Like if anything, you're in incredible health. I don't know what's going on. Like you might just be like freaking out. Like let's calm down. Like my dad's like, no, I'm having a heart attack. I swear I'm having a heart attack. Like, and the guy's like, well, you're definitely not. And my dad's like, I need to go to the hospital. Like I'm having a heart attack. Like, oh, TT, I love you. I mean, sir, like we can take you to the hospital, but like an ambulance ride is like $3,000. Like you might want to think it out. And so my dad instantly goes from this complete state of like franticness, like freaking the fuck out, like seizing, to just sitting up and being like, you know what? I did smoke this new crazy weed this morning. Like it was probably laced with heroin. Like back in Vietnam, like we smoked crazy weed all the time. It was like laced with shit. Like I'm just high as fuck. And just gets up. Gets up perfectly fine and goes back upstairs and just continues smoking more of this weed. So the ambulance people drive away and all of the neighbors are like, what the fuck? They go back in their houses. My mom and I are just like wiping our tears. Needless to say, I got to miss school that day. So I think that I'm gonna end this video with that story. What's funny is while filming this video, I literally thought of like 110 more things that I could continue to make this a series out of. I actually have a really funny one that has to do with the dentist and this cavity that happened the other day. If you guys want this to become a series, let me know in the comments below. I hope you got some form of joy out of my agonizing, miserable youth and teenage years and childhood. If you have been watching me since the beginning, you know why. My very first AdSense check, the first thing I did was move out. And what's crazy is this video isn't even the half of it. This video is like the good side of my dad. Like the funny side that's like tolerable. All of these horrible things that you just heard, that's like his good side. That was mixed with him being an absolutely horrible, crazy psycho, like screaming, like abusive parent. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe. Follow all of my social media in the description below. Subscribe to my vlog channel if you want to see real life live footage of my psycho father and parents. And my upcoming Hawaii movie, like a short film for my main channel, and it's like very cinematic but also very funny, very high quality. I've been working on that every night until like 5 a.m. for the past week. You guys are gonna love that. But in that video, you will definitely see some crazy excerpts of how my dad acts. So I'm excited for you guys to see that. Yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this old school Tana style rambly what the fuck. Stay tuned for my end of year recap because I literally only filmed this video because it's taking me so long to edit that video, and I'm so proud of it and excited for you guys to see that. But yeah, I'm gonna shut the fuck up now and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.